Welcome everyone, this is Pilot Niels and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the Jesus and LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week we have with us Sanswinda
Hello.
and Krister.
Hello.
Hello everyone, and it's time to look at the latest build over in Bulwark to see what's coming up for update 33.1. Now we went through most of the updates back last week in there, and this week I was hoping to get in and be able to test a few things out, but somebody forgot to have the release notes linked into the dev tracker this week. So
Oops.
I didn't see it until it was already closed. So I missed it.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I did not have an opportunity to go into the test server this week. I had to remember that occasionally, yes, Bulwer updates do not get put into the dev tracker. So let's now have a look at what the changes are. First of all, treasure boogans. Beginning at level 20, every time you play a scaling instance at around your cap, there is a chance for a treasure boogan to appear somewhere in the instance. You must defeat the boogan and reclaim the stolen treasure before it flees. The boogan will not attack you, but will run trying to evade your attack. Now, this is for the treasure boogan event, which they do have known issues where the Kraban barter item is still saying TBD on it. Sealed Trace Free Incomparable is missing from the treasure boogan's cache, and Enhancement Runes times 2 Incomparable is a choice from the Treasure's Boogan cache instead of times 3. We'll have to see how that comes along in there. I did not do anything with the Treasure Boogan event the last time. I think there was something like this back in the past, and I don't remember a single thing from that particular item. But apparently, I guess maybe they're expanding what it does or something like this, because they're saying that when you play a scaling instances starting at level 20, which I don't know what scaling instances you can do before level 20. I can't think of any off the top of my head. That you have
Epic
a chance.
battles?
They aren't scaling instances. You scale to it.
Oh. I mean, there's still scaling involved, so I wasn't sure.
Well, you know, I excise those
it
from
doesn't scale that well, but it's scaling.
I have a feeling you're not going to run into boogans in epic battles.
Hopefully not. That would just add to the confusion.
Yes. Now they have some updates in the monster play, and that is, beginning at level 28, all free people classes can ride into the Entmoors. Though you will be buffed to level 140, your experience will likely be diminished compared to a fully fleshed out true level 140 character.
That is true, and I'm glad that it looks like it's actually going to be free for everybody on both sides, which is pretty cool. From what I was reading. I didn't watch the video yet, but...
Right. Also, free players entering the Entmoors from level 120 through 129 will scale to 140 and have 25 Audacity until level 120. Then reduces by 1 rank until level 130, where it reaches 0. Now, when they say free players, are they talking about free people players, or are they talking about free-to-play players?
That's a good point.
You know, that's a really good point. I think they mean free people players, like free characters like hobbits, dwarves, elves, and men for that part. But before that, when they said all free people classes can ride into the Entmoors, like that was true before, but only if you were VIP. So, yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe they aren't changing it so it's free for everybody. But I'm hoping they are.
All right. We have to see what they're talking about on that particular item. Audacity adjustments. Crowd control reduced to 5% at rank 1 and scales to 65% reduction at rank 36. Free people Audacity track. Damage rank 1 begins at 0% bonus and moves to a 2% bonus at rank 25. Rank 25 to 36, the damage bonus progresses to 45%. Damage reduction rank 1 begins at 0% and moves to 5% reduction at rank 25. Rank 25 to 36, the damage reduction increases to 30%. As for the monster player's Audacity track, damage rank 1 begins at 10% and increases to 23% at rank 25. Rank 25 to 36, the damage bonus increases to 38%. And damage reduction rank 1 begins at 35% and increases to 38% at rank 25. Rank 25 through 36, the damage reduction is increased to 40%. You catch that? Then, for bug fixes, there was a change. There was a change made that negatively affected the armor potions available in monster players. This has been rectified, and we reduced the rank restrictions on food and pots for several of the items available from vendors and barter NPCs in Grahamsfoot to rank 1, 3, 5 from higher rank levels. And as for miscellaneous items, for Sarisurma, frozen whites in a particular area of the instance Sarisurma should no longer spawn over level. And there are minor improvements in reward track messaging for IXP runes. Also in the world, several Yondershire interiors have more appropriate advances for their environment. And those are the changes to the Borer build from this week. You get the full release notes by clicking on the link in the show notes, which will also include the updates from the previous round. All right. Anyone have any comments on Borer this week?
No, but I'm interested to see what all the changes with the PvP stuff does. You know, that'd be interesting to see the Moors kind of come alive again.
Oh, we shall see then. And in order to help to talk about this, Orion did a presentation with a Q&A session for PvMP, and this has been posted on YouTube. We do have a link to that video. Actually, I have a link to the posting in the forums, and the posting in the forums includes the link to the video. And finally, the curator is visiting our world until July 14th.
Yay, get those hobby horses now.
Trying to get the hobby
training
horses.
dummies.
Hobby horses and training dummies.
And other cool things.
And that's it for our game news. So let's head into the store sales. And Krister, what's on sale this week?
Well, this is the final weekend of the Midsummer Festival. So July 10th is the final day. And this is the final weekend for double bonus points. So you can get double bonus points through July 10th as well. You start a new journey this week. Get 25% off character slots, vet status, stat packages, XP boosts, and that's now through July 14th. The summer sales continue. Special deals each week in July. This week, we get 35% off milestone skills, 50% off Gondor Deep Tomes, 75% off Stout Axe Dwarfs, and that's again through July 14th. And then the weekly coupon is a free fall injury immunity times 5. The coupon code is Don't Look Down, and that is available through July 14th as well.
Don't look down.
That's a good point. Imagine if you'd had those fall immunities in Rohan when the person that you were following in their horse plunged off a cliff.
lunged off a cliff. Yeah, that happens on occasion. Then let's head into our week in gaming. Krister, what were you up to?
Well, we had a very smooth T1 head to Horde last night. We were two down, and I think it went really well. And we have changed our makeup just a little bit. So we have a red captain that's getting up to snuff. We also had Calabathian, who's looks like her numbers are for her champ are aligning very good with what we want for a raider DPS raid T2 person. So we're feeling really good about being humiliated and defeated next week and trying boss one on T2. So we're gonna see if we can give that a shot now. And I think our group makeup is going to. I think our changes were positive changes in terms of what we have for the raid group, and I think it's going to really make a difference now. So I'm looking forward to seeing our victory against that first boss, and hopefully reporting on that on our next.
Hey, if you're going to have Blightful Wishing, won't you wish that we get all three bosses down?
Well, that would be great. See, I feel like this is it's like the dam. Once we break that first boss, then even though the other ones are horrible, we'll be able to get through. That's kind of my general feeling right now. But now that I've said that, we're probably we have probably many weeks of death ahead of us. So. And started playing Final Fantasy again, and slowly working my way through. I just finished. Is it Stormblood and then Shadowbringer? Is that the correct order?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just finished Stormblood, and I've just started Shadowbringer. So that's interesting. An interesting plot, and been having a difficult time getting used to the controls because, of course, I've been playing ESO a lot, and they're very different control formats, I guess. And I find myself mashing my keys in Final Fantasy.
Right, and it does nothing except waste the cooldown on something you didn't mean to hit.
Exactly. That's exactly it. You totally look like. And the funny thing for me was in Final Fantasy, I had my tank toggle skill in my rotation. So I was constantly turning my tank skill on and off and on and off and on and off. And so I just must have looked like the ultra noob idiot to everybody that was grouping with me. So it's getting used to that as well as kind of relearning the role. But the Dark Knight's a pretty fun class to play. And then of course the exploding orc gambles across Tamriel now, accumulating wealth. I had over 100 tribute victory bags in my mail at one point. But boy, you want to talk about supplying your crafting. Gee, you have 100 of those and you've got crafting supplies. That's for sure. So that's been a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with that. And then of course, as we started playing Minecraft again, I had to play Starship Evo, and I've been building ship after ship after ship. So I've had a productive, nerdy gaming week. It's been perfect. Sans, what about you?
Well, this week I started Stormblood in Final Fantasy, and then we discovered Inspector Hildebrand's questline. It's like a level 50 questline in Ul'dah.
Yes, I know.
And it is so funny. So we have been rolling in laughter following that questline. And just beat an embiggening halberd thief. And are now off on the next part of the adventure. So that's been fun. And I did some Skyshard hunting and leveling in ESO with the Zenithar event. And I got my mount, so that was fun.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Okay, and I just pulled these.
Oh, you mean that Griffin mount?
Yeah.
Okay.
I discovered that I was one piece from having it, so I just bought the piece when I needed to get rid of my event tickets.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I had it. So. And I went on some voyages in Ark because I started playing it again. And was pretty pleased to discover that I could up the difficulty to have higher level dinosaurs. and still survive, so that was cool. And started just gathering supplies to make a canoe and heading for Herbivore Island to get metal and stuff pretty early, which has been fun. And I've discovered the value of a good Inky. Not to be underrated or overlooked. They can be pretty impressive, and they can do a pretty good job protecting you from other dinosaurs who might get mad while you're harvesting stuff. So that was pretty cool. And that was pretty much my week. How was your week, Pineleaf?
I will begin with my honor warden, who continued clearing out the various circles of Minas Morgul. Last thing I did was the Halls of Black lore, and Nurzum is a real pain. And I forgot what you were supposed to do in that particular fight in there. I eventually found out at the end of there. But the other thing I did in order to beat Nurzum, one of them was to lower the level of it instead of doing it at 130. And the other thing that I did is I finally figured out that, yes, when you pick up the horn, you're supposed to actually blow the horn. You already have this horn that's showing up for you to summon the Rangers. So I didn't see the other horn pop up in my skills, in my skills area when I picked up that horn. So I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do on there. Saying if you don't blow that horn, Nurzum just rips you to pieces. So that's the trouble with that. But anyway, we'll see if I could do that closer to the level the next time I try, or I might just decide let's just call it done and continue on my way. Whichever one we'll do, maybe I'll have a report on that next time. But anyway, the Halls of Black Lore, yes, a real thrill. And in Dungeons & Dragons Online, my tabaxi was wrangling dinosaurs. I know that sounds like I was playing Ark instead of DDO, right?
What a great crossover.
Yeah. The latest quest I was doing there, I was supposed to find a rampaging Ankylosaurus, which I'm sure could give you quite a headache if it hit you with its tail. And I also had to fight a couple of Allosauruses along the way in order to get into there. So yes, it was quite a thrill there fighting dinosaurs. And then in ESO, I quested in Murkmire. That was after hearing last week people talking about Murkmire. I said, okay, I'll go and do the Murkmire quest. So I ran the main storyline in Murkmire and several of the other side quests that are in there. So I think I have most of that zone complete on there. Maybe one or two little extra little things still to be done. But pretty much that was a very interesting zone in there. And it also means that one of those people who tries to get my attention whenever I'm traveling all over the place, it's one less person I have to worry about. Yeah, you know what I mean about this, where you go around and you say, hey, can you help me? Hey, can you help me? Can you help me?
Do you know how long I've been looking for you?
Yeah. You don't know.
Hail, mighty warrior.
Hail, mighty warrior, and all that stuff. All those things that they do in order to try to get your attention when you're going on in there. And I was saying, please, no. Especially the ones that are trying to say, hey, I have a great opportunity for it. Yeah, I know you're going to be trying to take me for that one. No, I don't want that opportunity. Anyway, so I was doing that, and in Minecraft, I am trying to build a tower. We currently have 14 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to join this illustrious rate of players and help support LOTRO players, you can go to the donations page. We support the Players Alliance on Patreon. Your money will be used for podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. If you'd like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@luchplayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter The Players Alliance at Players Alliance, Lucha Players at Lucha Players, Arendis at Arendis, Pineleaf at Pineleaf Needles, Senswinda at Senswinda, Terry Edwin at Terry Edwin, Guarendis at Guarendis, Calabathian at Calabathian, and Krister at Entropy Engine 1. The Players Alliance has two shows on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have Lucha Players News, and Dido Players News is currently on a little bit of a hiatus, but we hope that it will be returning soon. You can join us for our shows at luchaplayers.com/live. And that's all for tonight then. This is Finally Duels reminding you to skirmish responsibly.